it's amazing to watch him be exactly who he is, be the lyric king, and people who never even listen to lyrics are like reciting his freestyles, his battles, his songs.
Chains and Whips is the name of the diss track that Clips debuted at the Louis Vuitton fashion show. And TikTok is telling us that Kendrick Lamar is supposed to be on this song. Remember, back in August, Pusha T said they were missing just one feature. And then in December, Pusha T said the album was officially done.
Drake now suing Universal Music Group, where Kendrick is also his label mate, over Lamar's #1 song. In the lawsuit, Drake alleging that UMG knowingly approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track, which was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal.
Here is a new blind item that is allegedly about Drake's latest move with young girls. The former wheelchair actor is at it again. This time, at least, the person he followed on social media is barely legal.
And he's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more. He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely gonna go and see him. I'm so excited, yeah.
Drake now suing Universal Music Group, where Kendrick is also his label mate, over Lamar's #1 song. In the lawsuit, Drake alleging that knowingly approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track, which was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal. Here is a new blind item that is allegedly about Drake's latest move with young girls. The former wheelchair actor is at it again. This time, at least the person he followed on social media is barely legal. Kendrick Lamar and Push T are reportedly joining forces on a new project aimed at Drake, and apparently they're planning to double down on those PDF file allegations and expose some of Drake's darkest secrets. Now, here's where it gets messy. Drake recently filed a defamation lawsuit against his own label over Kendrick's diss track, Not Like Us. Drake claims promoted the track despite knowing the allegations were false. And get this, he also alleges that Kendrick targeted him because of his Jewish heritage. And on top of that, Drake is also pressuring the NFL to block Kendrick from performing Not Like Us at the upcoming Super Bowl halftime show. However, a lot of people are saying Drake might have shot himself in the foot with this lawsuit because if this case goes to the discovery phase, well, let's just say it could bring more scrutiny to Drake's personal life, especially his long track record of extremely questionable behavior around very young women. It's like everything Drake has done since this beef with Kendrick exploded has backfired, and it looks like this defamation lawsuit won't be an exception. And now rumor has that the Kendrick and Push T are collaborating on a new project with Pharrell's help, and they allegedly plan to double down on those same allegations from Kendrick's diss track. And sources are saying they'll go even deeper than Kendrick did and potentially reveal more about Drake's past. So what exactly is Drake's plan with this defamation lawsuit? Why is he suing and not Kendrick? And are Kendrick and Pusha really about to destroy Drake's career for good? Let's break it down.
His songs, it's great to watch, and it's great for what it is that we do in lyric-driven hip-hop. It's great to see.
Drake is spiraling right now, and he's desperate to control the narrative ahead of Kendrick's upcoming Super Bowl show. But whoever is giving Drake advice seems to be missed because every move is backfiring. After Kendrick completely destroyed him in their feud, Drake should have just accepted the loss, kept a low profile for a while, and then came back strong with a great album, maybe something like a sequel to Take Care instead, though he kept poking the bear. And now even Drake's fans are saying he's going out sad, so in case you missed it, Drake just filed a federal lawsuit accusing his label Universal Music Group of defamation over the promotion of Kendrick's diss track, Not Like Us. The lawsuit repeats some of the same claims Drake made in his November petition, when he accused of scheming to artificially boost Not Like Us on Spotify. Drake alleged the label used tactics like pay-to-play scheme bots and other methods to inflate the song's popularity. But that's not all. Drake also makes some wild claims in his defamation lawsuit about Not Like Us supposedly being anti-Semitic. The lawsuit states, furthering the recording's refrain that Drake is not like us. The Drake alludes to Drake's Jewish heritage, saying that Drake is not a colleague, but an effing colonizer. Now, if you're rolling your eyes at this, you're not the only one, fans on social media are saying this is such a pathetic attempt on Drake's part to play the victim, because he knows full well the colonizer lyric has nothing to do with him being half Jewish. In fact, a lot of people have pointed out that Drake immediately thinking of Jewish people when he heard the word colonizer is more anti-Semitic than anything. He's accusing Kendrick of. One user on X said Drake weaponizing his Jewish heritage against Kendrick, while citing deranged FBA accounts as proof that Kendrick H's Jewish people is some nasty work. F that man forever. And another person wrote Drake is the only one who connected colonialism to Judaism by describing the line, "You're colonizer," which was in reference to how he treats Black culture, not Jewish culture, as alluding to his Jewish heritage. Drake alone made that connection. But that's not the only unhinged claim Drake made in this lawsuit. He also compared the shooting incident in front of his Toronto mansion back in May 2024 to the Pizzgate scandal. The lawsuit states, it was just 3 days after originally published the recording and image that Drake was targeted at his Toronto house by armed intruders in the 2024 equivalent of Pizzagate.
Wouldn't confirm it at the time. A new legal filing says Drake was inside his multi-million-dollar Toronto home early on the morning of May 7th of last year when shots were fired from a passing car. According to that lawsuit, the car stopped in front of the residence. Someone yelled F Drake, and at least one gunman began to open fire. One bullet went through the security gate and hit Drake's front door. Another bullet struck and wounded a security guard, who was also one of Drake's friends. While the car drove away, Drake and others in the house summoned help for the security guard and did everything possible to keep him alive. The rapper's lawsuit alleges that it took nearly 30 minutes for an ambulance to arrive. The suit also says the following day, an intruder showed up at the home and used his hands to dig a hole under a security fence, gaining access to the property and yelling racist slurs and threats.
On top of that, Drake also brought up in his lawsuit how people have been making fun of him online, and he included a picture of a flyer that was being put up around Toronto with Drake and a Canadian YouTuber who was sentenced to prison for saw the lawsuit. Reads an avalanche of online hate speech has branded Drake as an ex-offender and pedophile, among other epithets. Public commentary has repeated the false claims that Drake is a AER on a level of Weinstein, Diddy, and Epstein in direct response to publication social media users called for the FBI to come at this point and for Drake to be locked up and behind bars. But the most bizarre part of this lawsuit is the fact that it doesn't accuse Kendrick of anything. Instead, it only targets for profiting from what Drake claims are false allegations. In fact, Drake's lawsuit clearly states the lawsuit is not about the artist who created Not Like Us. It is instead entirely about the music company that decided to publish, promote, exploit, and monetize allegations that it understood were not only false but dangerous. The lawsuit then goes on to say that knows for a fact that Drake is not a pedophile and has never engaged in any acts that would require he be placed on neighborhood watch. Drake has never engaged in relations with a minor. The lawsuit states Drake has never been charged with or convicted of any criminal acts whatsoever. And you know something else that doesn't make sense about this whole lawsuit? If Drake is claiming that is guilty of defaming him because they promoted a song that makes false allegations, then is also guilty of promoting Drake's diss track Family Matters, where Drake accused Kendrick of putting his hands on his wife. Drake has to prove acted with malice. But published and promoted both artists' songs, so Drake is going to have to justify how Kendrick's lyrics are defamatory and his aren't. Also, Drake clearly didn't think those lyrics through before accusing Kendrick of putting his hands on Whitney, because on that same song, Drake gives a shout out to none other than Chris Brown, a known and convicted woman. For the line, "You know who even bang a set out there is CB," is a reference to Chris Brown allegedly being associated with the Bloods gang. But why would Drake shout out Chris Brown on a song where he supposedly is Kendrick for DV? Not to mention, Drake also got with Rihanna after the Chris Brown incident. and even publicly professed his love for her just to turn around. And shout out the man who harmed her, also remember on the Heart Part 8. When Drake said Kendrick is a hypocrite for calling him out on his affiliations with offenders. When Kendrick supposedly objected to R. Kelly's music being removed from streaming platforms, Drake said, "Still bumping R. Kelly, you can thank the Savior said, if they delete his music, then your music is going to a hypocrite." Now, first of all, Drake didn't check his facts, because it was actually the CEO of Top Dog Entertainment, Anthony Tiffith, who contacted Spotify and threatened to remove TDE music from the service over R. Kelly censorship, not Kendrick. Also, Drake forgot to mention that he's the one who actually pays R. Kelly royalties after sampling him on the track Zoo from his 2021 album Certified Lover Boy. It's like none of Drake's moves make any sense, and it feels like he's completely lost at this point. In fact, his defamation lawsuit against Ung is already backfiring before it even makes it to trial, if it ever does see. Instead of clearing his name, this lawsuit has only encouraged people to dig deeper into Drake's past, and the contradictions in his claims are piling up fast. Drake is accusing Ung of defamation for allegedly promoting Kendrick's diss track, Not Like Us, but at the same time he's been downplaying the song's impact, claiming it was artificially inflated with Boss. So which one is it? Was the track insignificant? Or was it damaging enough to sue over? On top of that, filing this lawsuit was possibly the worst move Drake could have made, because now all those old receipts of him getting close to young women are back in the spotlight. And these aren't just baseless rumors or conspiracies. They're actual documented instances, from his text exchanges with Millie Bobby Brown to footage of him kissing a 17-year-old on stage and making a comment about her body after she told him her age.
So I know there's a lot of rap fans in here and shit like that. You know, my man right there, see what's up, man. My man right here, my man keeps saluting me over there. You know, I see y'all, man. My nigga up there, man. You know, all my rap fans in here, right? But I just want to know if you think maybe for like the women in Colorado, I should just take one opportunity to sing one song. You think so? As a Colorado woman, you'd enjoy that? Alright, well listen, 17. I had fun. I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breast feel against my chest and stuff. I just want to thank you. It's okay, I'm only 23, I can do shit like that, baby. I can kiss 17-year-olds, I'm still good.
Now, as for Millie, back in July 2018, she told W Magazine that Drake started texting her after they first met in Australia in November 2017 when she was just 13 years old. Now, fast forward a few months, and Drake's friendship with Millie had people said dang. Even harder after she told Access Hollywood that they still talk all the time, and that Drake often texts her to tell her he misses her.
He's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day and he was like, "I miss you so much." I was like, "I miss you more." He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely gonna go and see him. I'm so excited, yeah.
You and Drake? That's awesome. That's awesome.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys, he helps me.
What?
Yeah, he's great. He's wonderful, I love him.
What's his advice for boys?
You know, that stays in the text messages.
What's also crazy is that the same year Drake was texting Millie, he was allegedly hooking up with another young woman model, Bella Harris, who was 18 at the time. And as if that wasn't creepy enough, it was later revealed that Drake first met Bella in 2016 during his Summer 16 tour with Future, which means Bella was 16 at the time, and Drake was 29. So, by filing this defamation lawsuit, Drake has basically invited the internet to pile up all these receipts against him. Instead of shutting down the conversation, he's only made it easier for people to piece together everything and question why he thought this lawsuit would help his case. But things might be about to get even worse for Drake, because Kendrick and Pusha T are reportedly teaming up on a new track for the upcoming Clips album. According to Hip Hop DX, Kendrick is featured on a song called Chains and Whips. And while there's no official word on what the track's about, fans are already convinced that Kendrick and Pusha are about to go all in on Drake and make things even messier for him. But what's your take on all this? Did Drake completely fumble by filing this lawsuit? Or do you think he actually has a case? And do you think Kendrick and Push are about to double down and make things even worse for him with this new track drop year? Thoughts in the comments, and don't miss out on this next video.